Fish. You know the show.
Sasha, I'm bored. What do you have for me today?
Well, today I bring you tales of my misadventures in Carlisle, and shit gets strange. So, anyways, this past
Anyway,
weekend, because obviously up in Carlisle you have
do
Dickinson
tell.
College. Yeah, you have Dickinson College up that way, and so I've been spending weekends helping my boyfriend Al get the apartment cleaned up. We went to this like pizza place like a couple weekends prior, and he had said, well, maybe we should go back there. I wasn't too keen on it. And so he's like, well, we'll go over to the North Hanover Grill, which to me is kind of like cool. They have shivas and shaved ice. When? And initially we had thought about going to the G-Man, but since it was graduation weekend, like all of the cool places are packed. So yeah, we'll roll up on North Hanover Grill. And it seemed pretty chill. We order crab cakes, and in walks this trio of golfers. There was a young, tall guy with reddish hair, very loud, very obnoxious. There was kind of like this middle age yes man. And then there was this older guy who was just fucking weird. So they all proceed to.
Define weird.
I'm gonna get there. That's part of the story.
Well, that's the thing. It's like weird for you and I is different than everybody else.
Right. Well, this is part of the story. This is where the weird comes in. So they all order hot wings. The older gentleman immediately requests a pair of food service nitrile rubber gloves. You know, the little blue jobs you pull when you work in the kitchen. Which just seems odd, you know. And of course, he gets into this prolonged statement of, well, I need them to eat my hot wings. And I'm just like, so it's already weird. All right.
Yeah,
Loud
you wouldn't
talk.
need that level of protection unless you're going to a place that deals in like ultra like 50, whatever the highest level hot sauce there
Yeah.
is. And the atypical bar is not going to have that level of hot
Yeah.
sauce ever.
I don't think they have anything on the Scoville scale at all. Um,
B
but
dubs,
anyways,
maybe B dubs.
yeah, maybe. But still, it's just odd. I'm watching, and the dude looks like a very aged Hannibal Lecter dissecting his meal. Now, most people, they just put the wing in their mouth, and no, he's pulling the meat off the bones with his rubber gloves. I mean, it looks like he's performing an autopsy on chicken
That
wings.
be the case. Just order boneless. Jesus Christ.
And I'm just sitting here like, they have boneless on the menu to make matters worse. And the big tall guy just starts making the most obscene, obnoxious jokes that you can imagine. And I'm just sitting there like, well, here's this one guy that's kind of like bridging the gap in the ages, and they're clearly friends. But I'm trying to understand why the other two hang out with the loud, tall, 20-something obnoxious redheaded gentleman. And the whole time where he's dropping rude, obscene, racist, sexist jokes, he keeps staring at me, you know, the one and only trans girl in the entire fucking bar. And I'm just like, I'm waiting. You know what I mean? I'm anticipating. It's like, motherfucker, please say something. Because I know it's rattling around in your head. Please, please. The whole night he does it. He just proceeds to stare at me. And I'm just like, so the whole time that this is going on, I get this unusual text. Again, like I said, weird experience. And somebody I've never met, but knows me from OnlyFans, messages me, hey, are you at North Hanover Grill? And I'm looking at my phone like, what? And like, it's clearly not big tall dude, because unless he can stealth text, you know, I'm
Yeah.
like, who who the hell is this? And I'm just dying of laughter because Al is just cracking up beside me watching the dude devour hot wings. And this cop idles over beside of us, off duty, mind you, not in uniform. Like you can tell the waitress and the cook staff and everybody else is just tired of it. And the cop must pick up on the vibe I'm dropping. Like I am waiting for this guy to say something rude and obscene because I'm about to go off. And the cop literally looks at me. Whatever happens, I have your back. And I'm just like, you know. So the whole night I'm just sitting here uncomfortable while weird dude who's perverted as hell eat, with his friends who's dissecting chicken wings with rubber gloves. And I'm just like, did I step into the Twilight Zone? And I also have somebody from OnlyFans. I can't figure out who in this very limited space this could be. It clearly wasn't cop. Clearly wasn't middle guy. Clearly wasn't old guy because, you can't dissect chicken wings and text at the same time. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? But Al is just like, you're having a moment. And our crab cakes finally come. And oh my God, like, I finally figured out who the dude might be because I didn't see him, but they must have saw me. I was like, "Do you happen to work in the kitchen? Because I know you're not the big, red, tall asshole." And he's like, "No, no, no, you're right. I'm in the kitchen." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I'm like, was the guy who did prep kind of lacking tonight?" And he's like, "Why is that?" I'm like, "Looks like your crab cakes are like 2 or 3 eggs short than what they need to be." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we made them on the fly." He's like, "Can you believe this asshole out here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And the whole time I'm just waiting for some sort, but the dude just keeps like power staring at me like the whole time while cracking obscene jokes. I'm just like, I can't make sense of it. And it's just like, woo, it's fucking weird. So weird tales out of Carlisle.
That almost reminds me of like this past Friday night. They've been having karaoke
Mm-hmm.
at there. The boss is thinking of sorting out because the guy doesn't read the room a lot of times, and but still karaoke. But the one of the other owners comes in early. It's like, yeah, it might get a little weird tonight. I'm like, hold up. As compared to now
Any other
the
night?
one, uh, most of the times it's normal. And again, I thank you for helping me prep for some of the clientele. Like I said, maybe a month or two, I had somebody come to do the axe lanes that was a member of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah,
Two
you told
guys,
me about this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like uncomfortable, but I'm willing to learn. It's like I'm not going to be, that guy's like, all right, tell me what to do. Teach me. But prior to that, I'm like, this is where I was coming from. It's like, if we get somebody normal in, I turned to the servers like, as compared to the chick that came in with cat ears and a tail about 2 months ago. Not kidding you. Now I'm not talking furry suit.
Yeah, just cat ears and a tail. I mean, I
Cat
own
ear
cat
and
ears. They're right there.
and she was. I'm not talking a cat tail attached to a leotard or something like that. No, she was wearing a skirt.
Okay. So it came up from out
No,
under her skirt.
right. I'm like, I want to know, but I don't know. I
You
know I shouldn't stare, but I'm like, I want to stare because it was like a really short skirt, and it was like, I got to concentrate on what's going on with the axe
Well,
lanes,
I
but
mean, you
you
you live in Martinsburg, so yeah, it's a good possibility you might run
I'm
into
not.
one of my many
I
exes. Because it sounds like something they would
I
wear.
deal with strange. I do this with you.
I
I'm
know.
not I'm not full suited furries. I can deal with. That's part of our geek culture.
Our
I can deal with
culture.
that. I don't
What's
mean
our
the
culture?
geek. I don't mean the LGBTQ culture. I mean the whole geek.
We're just
I'll
the
say.
weird culture. We have our own
I,
thing.
I'm. I'll take. I'll lump the furries into the geek culture in a way, but you know,
I mean, come on.
I'm not
It's
putting
just
them
kids who
down. I'm
got
not putting them
overly
down.
excited from Gadget from Rescue Rangers,
You said it. But
and maybe a little
either way,
too into Sally Acorn from Sonic.
I'm Gadget. Okay, no wait, I went into Gadget, but I was a Chitara fan. Okay, least, at least mine's more human sized.
Anthropomorphic though.
And well,
Anthro, that's the catch.
Gadget was kind of anthropomorphic, but she was
Yes.
only maybe about that tall. But you know,
It just
why do you
popped
have
in
to
that
go?
joke I was reading today about this woman who's confronting Goliath. And he's like, yo, where's David? He took the night off, so they called me in. And he said something about a big guy who needed to get his rocks off. That's all
You
there's
and
up.
this, you went down this rabbit hole.
Speaking of going down a rabbit hole, you do know what was probably at the other end of that tail, right?
Yes, a plug in some sort.
Yeah, like R2D2.
You
But more
know
on the
what?
nose.
More on the note. We
Oh,
are we are not a family friendly here, but
no. No, I
no,
mean we
no.
do premiere on OnlyFans and whatever the fuck I feel like posting on YouTube.
Why do you think I posted up the full length episode today on mine?
It'll
It's
be
like, well,
fine.
she hasn't posted anything in the past 2 weeks.
Ah, I've been
3 weeks,
busy.
you know what? Until she does, and I put that in the description, until she posts it up, it's gone here.
Keep it up. I don't care. My OnlyFans are happy. I do get random messages from them in weird places. Is that you at the North Hanover Grill? I was like, I don't know who else it could be. Is it that weird random old lady? Because I have questions, but yet mildly curious.
One of these days, I'm gonna get in the bar and somebody's gonna do that to me. It's like, do I know you from somewhere? And yeah, just
I
tell me.
watch a
I do that. It's like, yeah,
podcast
yeah.
on an adult website.
It's like where, where? If it's my evil 20s, that motherfucker still owes me $20. You know.
But yeah.